Basically, sex is quite a taboo. People don't really want to talk about it, but it's always in the back of everyone's minds, and it affects how they feel about themselves and also how they feel about their relationships many times.
Patricia, Alma from Vibio, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a while since we had a sex tech company on the show. I think Hanks was probably the last one we had on, which seems like ages ago. Hey girls, what? Seems like ages ago now. But you guys are doing something that's a bit different, and we haven't interviewed anything like this in a while. So can you tell the audience briefly what Vibio is all about?
Sure. We basically do app-controlled vibrators that encourage people to explore their sexuality in a different way. So for example, our first product is a wearable, and it's designed anatomically so that it fits the vulva of the woman, and you can wear it outside basically and use it anywhere. It's also waterproof, so.
And so I was going to say, can anyone access the app? That's what we'd normally put it. But can partners access the app? Is that part of it? Or
Yeah, exactly. That's very much part of it. So we allow partner control. Women can choose their own patterns. They can increase the intensity. It's very easy to use with the app, but they can also let their partners control it.
That's cool.
No matter the distance.
No matter the distance?
Yes.
Yeah.
What? Because I would have thought it had to be Bluetooth or close by.
Yeah.
So the connection to the woman's phone is via Bluetooth. All of the devices have like a Bluetooth chip in it.
Okay.
But then the partner connection is over the internet. So you can be in different countries in the other side of the world
No
if you want
way.
to.
And we always ask people how they come up with the idea, right? Which I'm guessing it's going to be more interesting in your case more than usual. So how did this whole idea come up?
Basically, sex is quite a taboo. People don't really want to talk about it, but it's always in the back of everyone's minds, and it affects how they feel about themselves and also how they feel about their relationships many times. So what we want to do with the products is make people open up and like have more conversations around their sexual lives. And we came up with the idea just by realizing how much of a problem it is for everyone to speak about it.
Yeah. Is it more of a British problem than the rest of the world? Is that fair to say?
That's a funny thing.
I know you don't want to offend all the British
No,
viewers,
no.
but
We will not offend the British people. They are actually a very big market. People here buy lots of sex toys, but they're more quiet about it. So that's something that we want to change. We want to encourage people to be more open, especially British people, but just because you're in the UK, but it's a global problem.
Yeah. What's interesting is that at the end of the day, it's a product, right? And the difficult thing with people coming on the show, they always say it's difficult to get a product manufactured. You get it manufactured in the UK, and they don't have the same skills as China because China's been doing it for so long. But dealing directly with factories in China, I don't know how many people come on and just like horror stories of one being ripped off, which rip off your designs, etc. The other one being the product comes and it's not at all what they wanted.
Yeah.
You guys initially tried to deal direct with China, and how did that go?
So I'd say the biggest problem with Chinese manufacturers is the lack of transparency and also the lack of communication. Especially if you're not in China, you're not able to meet the people, you're not able to see the factories, the standards that they use. So in our case, this is something that we tried at the beginning, but we found a UK distributor that has experience already working with sex toys and Chinese manufacturers, and we found that's really easy for us as a way to get into the manufacturing process.
Yeah. Does the cost point then go way up because you're kind of dealing with a British company, or is it still quite reasonable per unit?
No, that's basically why we went with them. So we keep the cost low, and they deal with all of the certification. They even ship the products to the UK.
Really?
So it's just way easier.
Everything end to end. You just have to give designs, materials.
Exactly.
Yep.
Interesting. So we spoke a bit off camera about the product, right? And you're saying that a lot of sex toys don't have certifications, or there's no regulation around what they can be made of.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
just seems like if you're putting something inside yourself, it should probably be safe for that purpose.
Exactly, and it probably has to do with the stigma that there's around sex toys. It's not a priority in the government's mind to regulate this industry, but as any other industry, and especially when it comes to products that are in contact with the body, it's something that we take very seriously.
So when you go to market with this, can you, I know we spoke a little bit about it off camera, but can you say we are 100% safe, you know, to put on your body, in your body, and others aren't? Is that quite okay?
Most of the products that are body safe, they say it.
Right, okay.
So it's always a good thing to have a look at if you buy a sex toy. Bear it in mind.
And marketing this, right? Because it's an interesting industry. Is it like Instagram ads going to be huge for this? Is it partnering with influencers? Is it, where's the best
That's a good
place?
question.
That's a really
We
good
actually
question.
got blocked from Instagram a few months ago.
Why?
Because we're a sex toy company. We didn't violate the guidelines at all, but they detect that you're a sex toy company because you need to register your company address and basically a little bit of what you do when you turn the profile into a business profile. And we've seen it happening to other competitors, sex toy reviewers, sex educators.
What?
Yeah, and even if they're allowed to keep their accounts like we are, many of them get shadow banned, and we're not able to pay for ads. So
So the hashtags aren't discoverable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
you almost need to like type the whole name of the person or the company that you're trying to look for it to come up in one of the top results.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I don't see where Instagram's angle is coming with that, because it's not selling sex, it's not selling anything illegal, it's not, but they're choosing to ban them and block them. But have you seen any other sex tech companies that are successfully doing it? Is there a workaround that you've seen? Because
Not with ads. So everyone is banned from putting ads in Instagram. But you can partner, for example, with influencers or micro-influencers and get them review your toy or talk about it. All of that is possible. So you can still grow brand awareness, but it's more of a mood board and a showcase of your values as a company than necessarily an online shop.
yeah, of course. And when it comes to the hashtags, right? Because I know some hashtags are blocked.
Yeah.
Can you guys still use sex tech? Can you use those, or are they blocked?
No, they are blocked. Actually, sex tech is not blocked, but sex itself is blocked.
Really? So when it comes to Instagram influencers, right? Because we've interviewed a lot of people in the last couple of months, right? So we have a lot of people say that it's a challenge, and some people say we had a travel tech company in saying you paid like 60 grand for Instagram influencers over the space of 1 month, and didn't have one download, and he did it completely wrong. And then we had head of marketing for Red Bull in, who's after starting a new tech company, and he's absolutely nailed it with influencers, right? So it's easy for some brands, right? Because you can go, travel, like it's easy to find 1,000 travel bloggers, right? Or Instagrammers, and then same comes for cars, watches, you name it, fashion, really general. What will it be like finding, females on Instagram?
Yeah, there are a few, but they're not very big. So I think it's also about sex being a little bit of a taboo topic. This is something that we're seeing it's changing. We're seeing people that perhaps wouldn't talk about these issues talk about it more openly.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that in the next few years, this is something that's going to become more mainstream and more acceptable.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's also like a product that everyone can talk about. You don't necessarily need to be a sex influencer, but you can be a journalist or a TV presenter and also talk about these products.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be specifically a sector. Yeah, of course. It's really, so you guys are going for fundraising at the minute. So up until now, because anyone can start a business that's an e-commerce site, right? Or something that's like online or consultancy or this and that Bootstrapped that. When it comes to a product, you have no choice but to put money in, because you guys had to pay to get products made, to deal with designers and everything else. Did you guys bootstrap this in the beginning, or did you start with some capital?
We bootstrapped everything until now. We kept our cost really low. For example, all of the first design phase of the product, we just 3D printed the designs, and we got women to...
Is this 3D printed? No.
No, this is actually a working prototype, but the first ones were just the external shape, 3D printed. So we were testing for the comfort of it, the fit, and then once we had that and we tested it with a group of women, then we decided to manufacture the working prototypes to test the vibrations and all the rest.
So that was nice to do, the fact that you had the size right before you have to go get it manufactured, instead of having to wait 10 days or 2 weeks from China, and then it slows everything down. That's really clever. So you're going for your round now. What is the seed round to do? Is it marketing? Is it product? Is it What's the money to accelerate?
It's basically marketing, quite a lot of marketing. In the end, you need to, even if you have like an amazing product, people need to know about it in order to buy it.
Yeah, of course.
And then to pay for tooling costs and to grow a little bit the team.
Amazing. Well, look, we're about to run out of time, but really appreciate you guys coming in, and best luck at raising the round. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Cheers.